Hello, everyone. How is everybody doing tonight? I am going to be sprinting for at least a couple of hours. I have a lot of reading to do, and so I'm just hoping to get some reading done. I think that I got a little bit slumpy in November. So I've just kind of been getting back into my groove, and I'm reading actually 3 books right now. I think I'm going to be starting tonight with Wrath by John Gwynne. And this one, I'm about 2/3 of the way through. And yeah, I'm on page 399 and I'm really, really enjoying it. But I'm also reading Anastasia by Sophie Lark, which is her new fantasy romance, and I'm really enjoying that. And I'm also reading a book that I can't really talk about because it's for a secret video. But I'm reading that as well. But I think I'm going to go ahead and be reading Wrath tonight. I would love to know what you are reading. So let me know in the comments what you are reading tonight and what your plans are for the weekend. I think that me and my husband and my kids are just planning to have like a super, super chill weekend. It's just been so chaotic and hectic lately that hopefully we're just going to be kind of like chilling out and I'll get some reading done and we'll just see what happens. Maybe take the kids to the library. But other than that, just relaxing. So, hoping to start out the weekend super strong by just cozying up and reading. I know there's a lot of sprints going on tonight. So many different amazing read alongs and everything happening. So, I'm sure some people are going to be kind of coming in and out from the different like sprints and everything, which is totally cool. And I will be too, just in the comments with a lot of my friends who are sprinting as well tonight. But I really wanted to get the TGIF sprints kind of going again and just have a good time with that. So, like I said, let me know in the comments what you are reading and what your plans are for the weekend. I'm hoping to actually finish this book, Wrath, at least. That's this one. This is the 4th book in the Faithful and the Fallen series, and I've really adored this series. If you guys haven't picked it up, if you read epic fantasy, I totally, totally recommend the Faithful and the Fallen series because I'm really, really liking it. But I'm hoping to actually finish this weekend. I don't think it'll be tonight that I finish it because I do have like 250, 60 odd pages to go. But hopefully I'll make a good dent. Hi Tammy, how are you doing? Ooh, Mexican Gothic. Oh, nice stocking stuffers. I adored Mexican Gothic. I read that, I think not it wasn't this fall, it was the previous fall, so a little over a year ago, and I think I gave it 5 stars. I hope that you're liking it. Let me know how far you are and how you are liking it. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought the atmosphere was super on point. And I think that was one of the first horror books I ever read. So I was kind of nervous going into it, not knowing what to expect from the horror genre because I still don't read like a lot of horror. But it was it was a pleasant surprise and it got me kind of reading some more horror. So I definitely hope that you are enjoying that book. Um, I'm going to be doing 30-minute sprints, and I do have some, what is it called? It's Rainy Library ambience. And so I have that we're going to be putting on there, and I'm just going to do like a banner at the bottom. I hope that's okay. If you don't like the rain sounds, you can always just like turn it down or let me know and I can do something else. Hi, June. In the middle of 3 books. Me too. Uh, reading Gardens of the Moon. I am starting that next week and I'm very nervous. Are you doing the read along with us? 'Tis the season for revenge and Anastasia. That's so funny. I'm reading Anastasia too. How are you liking it? Because I am about 15% in, and I'm really enjoying it. Nothing much has happened, but she's really setting up, like, all of the family dynamics, and I'm enjoying that. Um, just plan to read this weekend, chill with my boys. My husband is away for military. I totally relate to that. My husband is not currently in the military, but my ex-husband, when we were married, he was in the military and, gone a lot. So I totally relate to that. My husband is, a veteran as well, but I hope that he's doing well, and I hope that you're doing well as well. How many times can I say "well"? Okay, I'm glad that you're liking it. Yeah, totally gothic. Yep, mhm, and atmosphere is on point. I totally agree. I'm an atmosphere girly when it comes to my reading. I love, like, a good setting, good atmosphere, and characters. Just give me all of the feels and description. I love that, so I'm glad that you're liking it. Yeah, I wanna know how she's enjoying Gardens of the Moon. I'm nervous. I'm starting that when I finish the 3 books that I'm reading right now. So, probably mid next week, going to eat dinner, but then hopefully read Twisted Love. Ooh, I've been wanting to read that for a while. That's been on my TBR for a long time, and I think that the audiobooks just went on script. I mean, or I didn't know they were on script before, but it just popped up for me, and so that's been, like, a big boost. I think that I'm gonna get to those sooner than later just because I can get the audiobooks now. Playing Fortnite, nice. I don't play a lot of video games. My husband and I just got I just got a Switch. I have, like, the little light switch, and you know what I play on here? I'm just a total nerd. I play Tony Hawk, and I know that's not very common, especially for, like, the fantasy groupies we have here. We're all, like, fantasy people, right? Um, but and a lot of my friends play, like, fantasy games, Zelda and Fortnite and all that stuff, which is great. But, I got some different cozy games and things, and I ended up just playing Tony Hawk. I've been playing tons of Tony Hawk and nostalgia, total nostalgia vibes, but I hope you're having a great time with Fortnite. I'm gonna go ahead and start these sprints out, and I'm thinking we'll just go to, let me make sure I have a banner for 40. Um, yeah, so we're just gonna sprint until 40 after the hour, and so that's just gonna be, like, a touch over 30 minutes, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get that set up right now, and we can all read for 30 minutes, and I will be able to meet you guys back here, um, in a half an hour. Happy reading. How did everybody do? Um, I read 31 pages of Wrath. This book is like getting so good, and I'm kind of nervous to figure out how everything like works itself out. There's just so much going on and so many moving parts, but there's only 250 pages left. So I'm like, how is John Gwynne going to like finish all of this in only 250 pages? I don't know. I'm looking forward to finding out. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So let me know in the comments how you guys did if you joined during the sprints. Let me know what you're reading. Okay, this was for the Malazan read along. I'm so excited that you're joining us. I'm enjoying it a lot, especially now that I have gotten into the groove of it. Definitely have to look things up. There's like a big like appendices kind of situation in the book, right? There's from what I heard, hopefully like a character list because I've heard there's a lot of characters. So I know a lot of people have different like ideas about how to deal with a reading Malazan, whether or not you go back and like look at all the definitions and all the characters and everything like that, or if you just kind of like let it all sink in slowly. Um, and I don't know how I'm going to go about it. Reading Star Mother by Charlie N. Holmberg. I've not heard of that. What kind of book is that? Hello, Destiny. Reading A Cross Country Christmas. Ooh, that sounds cute. I just read my first Christmas romance, my first Christmas rom-com. Not my it wasn't my first Christmas romance because I've read like more like Christmassy like smut and that kind of thing. But it was my first Christmas rom-com, I should say. And it was A Merry Little Me Cute, and I really enjoyed it, but I guess that's like an unpopular opinion. But I gave it 5 stars and I loved it. Hello. Can't wait to get into The Faithful and the Fallen sometime. Glad you're enjoying. Yes, you should definitely read it if you like epic fantasy. I think that it's going to definitely be one of my top favorite epic fantasy series. I've really liked it a lot, and I cannot wait to read more John Gwynne. I think I'm gonna start the next series by him I'm gonna read is actually gonna be the Bloodsworn Saga, which is the one that starts with the Shadow of the Gods. And then I'll go back and read the next trilogy that is in the same universe as The Faithful and the Fallen. I think I'm gonna read his like Norse-inspired fantasy next though, and then go back. Just to see what that's like. Nice. Awesome. 25 pages is great. Awesome. Oh, fantasy. Okay. I want to look that up because I've actually never heard of Star Mother. Um, ooh, that's a pretty cover. I'm guessing it's this one. It has really good ratings. Ooh. When did this come out? 2021. Okay, I'm adding this to my Goodreads want to read list because that sounds really good. How far in are you? Did you already tell me? Oh, you already told me 53%. I'm sorry. I really want to start The Faithful and the Fallen series next year. I own them, and yes, there's a glossary of characters and other things for Gardens of the Moon. Okay, awesome. Um, you definitely should, but I also know what that's like when there's just a million different series you want to read, and fantasy books are so long. I feel like you're, at least for me, my TBR only ever gets longer, like, it never gets shorter. I Yeah, epic fantasy, historical fiction, so it's memory reader. Yeah, awesome. I know what that's like. Paper Magician series. Ooh, I'll have to look that one up as well. Um, that synopsis of this one looked really good. I saw it was tagged as young adult and adult, so I'd be interested to know which one it's being sold as, um, just for knowledge. I've also gone into it with the mindset that I might not understand everything, and I think that's helping me. That's what I'm doing too, just kind of knowing that you're not gonna grasp everything at first, and I generally do have that mindset when I go into a new epic fantasy series anyway. Um, and I've actually heard a lot of people say, like, people actually overestimate the amount of, like, confusing that Malazan is. So I'm kind of hoping that's true too. I actually just read the first book in the Dandelion Dynasty, The Grace of Kings, and that book was extremely confusing, extremely dense. There was a lot going on. So maybe that's prepared me a bit, I don't know, but I think that I deal with confusing fantasy pretty well because I do have that mindset of, like, I'm not gonna grasp everything, so let's just not try to just dissect it, let's just, read and enjoy it and see how it goes, and that's kind of the mindset that I'm gonna have reading Gardens of the Moon, um but that doesn't change the fact that I'm very nervous, just because I feel like there's just been all of this hype, it's so hyped up, um, but once I get the first book under my belt, I think especially, it's kind of gonna be like, "Oh, okay," like, it's not gonna be such a big giant mountain to climb kind of situation, I'm not gonna feel as overwhelmed by the idea of it, so I'm looking forward to just reading it just so I can get it under my belt and not have this, like, trepidation about it. Um, so we'll see what happens, but I'm looking forward to it. Um, but yeah, this one is going really, really, really well, and yeah, I don't think I'm gonna finish it tonight. I think it's probably gonna be finished this weekend, because it is, like, 250 more pages, but we'll see. The last bit of fantasy series, like the last bit of the last book of a fantasy series, generally does kind of read super fast, but there's not so much I can really speed up my reading because I'm actually listening to this while I am reading it. So I am, what do they call that? Immersion reading, where you listen to the audiobook at the same time as you read it. So I'm listening to this on 2 times speed, so I guess I can't really speed up my reading of it. If I was reading it without the audiobook, I would read it faster, but I'm enjoying the experience of reading it this way, so I don't think I'm going to change that. I think I'm gonna continue listening to the audiobook at the same time because I'm just really enjoying it. So I don't know how much I can really speed up the experience, because no matter what, it's at 2 times speed, like, that's what it's at. So, um, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put another 30-minute sprint on if you guys are okay with that. Um, I hope you guys liked the ambiance. I like thunderstorms. I don't like music in the background or anything like that, but thunderstorms have always been, like, a super relaxing, um, thing for me. From what I hear, Malazan, everyone is confused by it. Yeah, right? But everyone takes something from it over time. Sure, the journey is worth it. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Um, like, I've heard more amazing things than I have negative. So I guess I'll have to find out for myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the sprint to go to 20 after. Um, and that'll be a 30-minute sprint, and I will see you guys back here in 30 minutes.
How did everybody do on that sprint? Um, Let me know in the comments how you guys did and what you are reading. I only read 16 pages because I got myself a snack and just got kind of distracted by Instagram and everything too. But I did read 16 more pages. I will say I'm loving this book, but there's so much action going on. If you guys missed it, I'm reading Wrath, which is the fourth book in the Faithful and the Fallen series, the last book. There is so much going on, so much action that, like I said, I don't know how it's going to wrap up so quickly, and that makes me nervous. And also, I'm getting almost a little bit confused. There's so many different people in so many different spots right now and it's going back and forth so quickly that
it's a little bit difficult to track sometimes. But because I'm so connected with the characters, it's not deterring, or it's not like detracting, I should say, from my reading experience that much. But um I will say that is the case. I think I'm really liking it. Right now I'm feeling like a 4 or a 4.5 star. I don't think this is gonna be as high as Ruin for me. Ruin was a 5 star. That was the only 5 star in this series. I gave Malice 4 stars. I gave Valor 4.5 stars, and then I gave Ruin 5 stars. But I'm feeling this is going to be a 4 or a 4.5 star. Obviously, that can still change. I still have 225 pages left, um, or something like that. I don't know. So it can definitely still change, but right now I do think it will be lower than my Ruin enjoyment. Um, Let me see where I left off in the comments. Oh, sorry. um, well, that's fine. I'm gonna be doing another sprint, so you're good. We'll still be doing another 30-minute sprint. Um, and let me know what you are reading as well. I ignored my book and made Puppy Chow Muddy Buddies. Okay, I've heard it called Puppy Chow. I've never heard it called Muddy Buddies before, but that's with like Chex Mix, but it's like made sweet, right? Like with powdered sugar. I'm assuming Muddy Buddies might involve chocolate, which sounds like I might really like that. Um, Let me know what Muddy Buddies entails. I'm intrigued. 34% into Trials of Ashmount. Have I heard of that? I always get the best recommendations from sprints. Oh, that's a pretty cover. Dark fantasy. Oh, this came out this year. Was this like self-pub, indie pen? Let me know how you were liking this. I'm adding this to my TBR as well. I trust you guys. Um, 21 pages, nice. Better than me. Like I said, I think I read like 15 or 16 pages. I got distracted. Yes, 100%. They're great ratings. I totally recommend the series. Uh, I I've loved the series, and I think it's gonna stay in my memory for a long time. So, I wouldn't be surprised if I reread the series, which I actually do want to reread this series. I wouldn't be surprised if then my ratings raised, because I feel like a lot of my ratings being not 5 stars for the series just have been the struggle of just trying to adjust myself to what was going on, all the characters, all of the locations, factions, all of that. Not to mention the high amount of battles in it too, which also kind of like adds to a little bit of the confusion. So I would not at all be surprised if my ratings got higher with a reread. Okay, melted chocolate and peanut butter. Ooh, send me some. That sounds amazing. I love anything chocolate peanut butter. I make these, treats every year. Um, I don't really have a name for them, I don't think, but they're basically, if you guys have ever had those square pretzels, those little square pretzels, and I would oh, babe, waffle. They're kind of like waffle pretzels. They're those little They look like little windows almost, and I would make almost like sandwiches out of them. So I would make a peanut butter mixture that had brown sugar in it, and I would put that in between, like, 2 pretzels, and then I would kind of freeze that a little bit so it would harden up, and then I would cover that in melted chocolate, and let that harden up a bit too, and then put some sprinkles on it too, and they're just peanut butter pretzel chocolate bites, and I make them every Christmas. I'll probably do it again this year because it's my family's favorites, it's everyone's favorite. They make really good gifts too. They're kind of messy, but they are also extremely delicious. Dark fantasy. Oh, it's on KU. Okay, awesome. So it's probably self-pub. I feel like most of the stuff on KU is self-pub. Not everything, but a lot of it. Um, it looked really good. It had a really cool cover. Yeah, totally yum. For but if this was for the, puppy chow, chocolate puppy chow, or my pretzel bites, because those are totally yum too. Okay, super grim. I wanna try more grimdark. The only grimdark I've tried, I feel like every grimdark I've tried, you'll get people that are like, "Oh, well, that's not grimdark." So, I've read Robin Hobb, and some people say it's grimdark, but a lot of people don't. Um, and I've read some of the Game of Thrones series, well, A Song of Ice and Fire, you know? And I think there was one more, I just can't think of it right now. I don't know if there's a name for them, but I love peanut butter cookies with the Hershey's Kisses. Oh, are you they're like thumbprint cookies, if that's what you're talking about? Those are yummy. I have seen them, like, as sugar cookies or peanut butter ones, but either way, like a little, yeah, cookie with the Hershey's Kiss in the middle. It's like a really popular Christmas cookie. I love Christmas cookies. Yeah, yeah. I feel like it's definitely the best time of year to add 10 pounds to your waistband because I freaking love Christmas treats. What was this? Oh, okay, yeah, the thumbprint cookies. So, yeah. Um, y'all have me hungry right now. Now I just want chocolate. I'm actually going to my mom's for Christmas this year, and so I have to figure out what I'm gonna do for Christmas cookies. I guess what I can possibly do is kind of, like, bring all the ingredients and make them when we're there, but if she has all of her own plans, I don't wanna, like, intrude on that, so, um but they don't travel well because you really actually I keep after I make those treats, I keep them in the Ziploc bags in the freezer so they don't melt because the chocolate will melt, especially with if you have heat on in your house and everything. So I like to keep them in the freezer, and then I'll pull them out and I'll let them kind of, like, defrost and, like, I'll pull out, like, 4 or 5, like, whatever I'm having, like, just a few little treats, and I'll put them on the counter for, like, 10 minutes before I wanna eat them. So I don't think that will go well with, like, a long drive, so I might just make them when I get there. Um Yeah, everyone has their own opinions of what grimdark is, and I've even heard of people talking about, like, subgenres within grimdark, like grim bright, I guess, being one. I don't know. I'm not an expert in that whatsoever, but, some people consider it more to do with these situations, and some say it's like how morally gray are the characters. I know, for example, Steven Erikson does not consider his Malazan series to be grimdark because there is hope. But I feel like if you define it as whether or not there's hope, you really limit the subgenre of grimdark because every book has to have at least some amount of hope. I mean, even A Song of Ice and Fire, I feel like has a little bit of hope in it. So I don't know, but there's a lot of different definitions for sure. So, I actually only read the first, like, 2 books in that series, and from what I've heard, they get more and more different. So, especially, like, the first book was the first season verbatim. It was almost exactly the same. But then there becomes more and more changes to it the later it got into the series and the seasons. So, is that what they are called, Lexi? Peanut blossom cookies? Are you talking about the ones with the Hershey's Kisses in them, or is this a completely different cookie? Um, also, hi. Hi, Lexi. Thanks for stopping in. Um, I'm just over here, like, wanting every treat that there is right now, and kind of upset too that now I'm like, "Oh, I do have to wait to make my pretzel peanut butter chocolate treats because I'm not gonna be going until, like, even, like, a few days before Christmas, so I have to wait, and that kinda sucks, but it's okay because, like, should I really be eating those treats for weeks on end? No, I should not, but do I want to? 100%. Oh, thank you so much, Tammy, for coming. That's cool. Have fun running your errands. I'm glad you had a good time reading. So I'm gonna do one more sprint here. It's gonna be another, um 30-ish minutes? Yeah, the one okay, so that's what they're called then. The what did you say? Peanut blossom. Peanut blossom cookies. I always call them, like, thumbprint, but I think that's actually a different one. I think maybe thumbprints don't necessarily have a Hershey's Kiss in them. So, I don't know. So I guess it's gonna be just short of a half an hour this last sprint because it's like 33 after. So we're just gonna sprint until the hour, and this is going to be the last sprint. So everybody get your reading in as you can, or whatever else you are trying to accomplish. And I will see you guys in just under just under 30 minutes. Okay, that was our last sprint. How did everyone do? How did you guys enjoy your books? Did you get some good reading done? I hope so. I read another 24 pages of Wrath, and they're just getting super interesting. I wish I could say more because obviously this is the fourth book and it's like the end of the fourth book, but so many feels, so much going on. Also, I just have to say there are ants throughout this series. There's these like giant ants, and they at one point, I don't know if it was this sprint or the last one, but they literally, there was a scene that just like gave me all of the creepy chills, like not in a good way. Super gross. Cats. My cats are like trying to scratch on my chair. But yeah, super gross. Ants like the size of like your finger. Ugh. Um, but other than that, I'm really enjoying it. Uh, so I think I'm gonna be doing these sprints every Friday again. I was doing that before the readathon started. I was doing TGIF sprints, and I think I'm gonna keep doing that. I really enjoy it. It's kind of like I feel like it's the day of the week I'm in the best mood because it's Friday, and yeah, I think I'm gonna keep doing that. Got some really great reading time in. Thank you so much for a fun time. I am really glad that you had some good time reading. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing TGIF sprints every Friday. So make sure to be subscribed so you can get the notifications for that. Or if you follow me on Instagram too, I will notify you. I usually put it in my stories. Got 24 pages of Twisted Love done, and I'm seriously loving it. I wasn't expecting that due to the mixed reviews. Thank you for the sprints. Of course, you are very welcome. I'm looking forward to starting that series. I've heard nothing but great things about it. And like I said, I think the audiobooks are on script now. And so even more kind of like looking forward to reading it so I can actually like listen to the audiobooks. I was never a huge audiobook listener until doing YouTube, and um it's actually made a really big difference too, just in general with my everyday life. It makes the day-to-day tasks easier, or when my kids are being like super crazy, even if I just have one earbud in and I could be listening to that, it makes things less stressful. So audiobooks have really made a difference for me in a lot of different ways. So I definitely want to pick that up. So I will see you guys next Friday. I'm going to have a new video up tomorrow, so make sure to check that out. I am actually posting my all of the fantasy series that I am wanting to continue in 2023. That's going up tomorrow morning, US Eastern time morning. So that will be up tomorrow. Make sure to check it out. And otherwise, I will see you guys in sprints again next Friday.